Let's build a tumbleworm. Oh, unbelievable. Let's build a tumbleweed worm cafe. So these are the worm farms that I've been using. I've got 4 of them. They're fantastic. You can usually find them in a hardware store. There's heaps of them on Facebook Marketplace. They pop up every now and then. They're usually pretty cheap as well. From memory, at Bunwa, they're gonna cost you about $100, and then the worms will cost you maybe $50 for like 1,000 worms, and then you'll have to buy another round of worms later on, which will be another $50. So that's like $200. We're here to talk about setting this worm farm up. So this is the one that I cleaned the other day. I got all of the worm castings out of this one, and I completely emptied it. Well, maybe not completely emptied, but yeah. Yeah, so there's still a bunch of worms in there. Hello, boys. You can also see how the trays work. So they're all the tiny little holes that you can kind of see. Some of the worms are kicking through. So that's how the worms get up and down in between the layers. This is why this worm farm's great, because you can just rotate the layers as the worms eat and as they fill each tray. So if you get this worm farm, it's usually going to come with a cocoa cooler or cocoa fiber block. You need to rehydrate that block and put it in one of the layers of the worm farm. So we're going to do that. I have this very big tub to help me out with the bedding. Oh, and I've got this huge mega cooler. If you can, break this up, wetten it down. It's going to take a bit of time for the akua to soak up all of that water. So we're just going to put that aside and let that cooler soak up all of that water. It's as simple as this. And I might even invite you in over here so you can see a bit better. The reason Cocoa Cooler is great for worm farm bedding is that it's neutral. So this stuff isn't going to rot, it's not going to mold, it's not going to cause any problems, even when it's super duper wet, because it's just going to drain out into the bottom. Not only does it retain moisture, it allows a lot of space for aeration as well. Fluff it up, make it nice and fluffy. We've got to encourage our worms to get in here and eat everything. So that's it, that's done. Now all we've got to do is add the worms in. There's always going to be worms in your avocado skins. We'll have that. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Some big clumps. That's what we're looking for. So we've got a whole bunch of worms in here, and all we're going to do is put them in our cocoa cooler mix. I'm just going to mix them up. So you want to get big clumps like that. The more of them you can find, the merrier. But that's it. That's all we got to do. And then also we have to put our other layers on. And then we also have the top layer. Cool. So that's that done. It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks for everything to become established. It's going to get real dark real soon. So it's probably a good time to wrap this up.